When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. What is up everyone, Movie Wayne back again with another list video. This is going to be my top 5 zombie movies of all time. Now, I was going to do a top 10 list, but the reason I haven't done that is when I was researching zombie movies to refresh my memory, I did realise there was a few I hadn't seen that I considered classics, if you like Cemetery Man. I've never seen that movie. There was other movies that I'd seen, but just I couldn't really remember, so I'd have to watch them to refresh my memory. And there was like the likes of Land of the Dead, which I just have not got round to yet. So I'll probably do this list again in the future with my top 10 zombie movies when I've caught up on a few. But I do think I've seen my fair share of them. So this was a sort of idea given to me by one of my subscribers called Mark. Mark comments on every video I do, and I thought the least I could do was give him a video back that he requested, if you like. So Mark, this one's for you. Now, I do have a few memorable honourable mentions before I get started, because I did want to put these in here, but there are reasons I haven't. So I've got 3 honourable mentions, so let's just crack on with those. So my 3 honourable mentions were Night of the Living Dead. Now, this is not really one of my favourite zombie movies, but I understand how important it was for the genre of horror and zombie movies in general. It basically started all these movies with hordes of zombies going, and George A. Romero, it's what you call it, his landmark sort of title, you know, one that everyone remembers him by. Even though he did make a trilogy, this is the one that really put his name on the zombie master map. So I haven't included it because these 5 I just feel are mostly better movies, but movies that I'd rewatch more than that. Now, the other one I put on my honourable mentions is 28 Days Later. I do think it's a very solid zombie film, and it probably would have been 6th or 7th if I'd done this list, but I just feel like these films are better for me, but it is a very solid zombie movie. If I do a top 10, it'll probably almost be in there. And the other one was Return of the Living Dead. Now, that's a movie I have not seen since I was about 12 years old, and I really enjoyed it. My mate Jamie borrowed me on VHS, but I just don't remember too much about it. I just remember really liking the movie, but I couldn't tell you too much about that film if I put that on the list. But I would like to get around to watching that again, and you know, when I do my future top 10 zombie movie list, maybe that'll be on there, who knows. I think there's 3 of them actually. But let's just crack on with my top 5 zombie movies of all time. So coming in at number 5 is gonna be Wreck. Now, I think this is a Spanish movie. It's got subtitles, so if that's not your thing, sorry. But this follows a female journalist who's following around a fire crew, the emergency services, and they get called to an apartment building to see, I'm not sure if it's a fire, I can't remember, but when they go in, there is like zombies lurking there. But this is all like a found footage type of movie, and I love found footage films, and this is done really, really well. It looks so real. Obviously, the zombies are not real, but the way this is filmed makes it look like a very realistic portrayal of if a zombie outbreak ever happened, this is what it'd be like. And you know what, it's a really creepy film at times, very scary, on the edge of your seat, and from what I remember, it had a really good ending as well. So yeah, this was when found footage movies were really starting to get going, but this was one of the better ones because the Blair Witch inspired these found footage movies to come out again, which hadn't been seen since like Cannibal Holocaust and stuff, and this was one of the better ones. Have not seen Wreck 2 yet, which doing this list reminds me that I need to get both of them into my Blu-ray collection as soon as possible. But yeah, number 5 is Wreck. If you haven't seen Wreck, check it out. Coming in at number 4 is going to be a little bit of a different film compared to the others. This is more of a comedy horror, and it is Zombieland. The strongest point of this movie are its 4 main protagonists, and the real main two are Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg. They sort of team up together and go across country where the zombies have just took over everything, and they are absolute polar opposites. They couldn't be more unlike, is that the word I'm looking for, if they tried. But that's what makes their chemistry go so good together. And they pick up two female characters along the way, Emma Stone, and I have forgot the other girl's name. I'm really sorry about that. And, you know, the movie just picks up and gets even more better and more funnier. We all know the famous Bill Murray scene. Everyone loves that scene, don't they? And what I love about this movie is Woody Harrelson. His character is just a badass. He just loves smashing zombies up with all these weapons. And, you know, some of the scenes, especially one where he goes into a shopping mall and he just looks like he's having the time of his life taking all these zombies out. He's a great character. Probably my favourite Woody Harrelson performance of all time. Maybe. But there's also Jesse Eisenberg is scared of clowns. Yes, in a world that's overrun with zombies, Jesse Eisenberg's biggest fear is clowns. And at the end of the movie, this all takes place in a big theme park, and believe it or not, Jesse Eisenberg has to deal with a zombie clown, and it's hilarious. But I think this is a really well done film, and I did not check out the sequel. I really wish I missed that at cinemas, which I'm really gutted about. But I do have big plans to get that on 4K at some point. But yeah, number 4 is Zombieland. Okay, coming in at number 3 is going to be Zombie Flesh Eaters, otherwise known as Zombie 2. This is by horror master Lucio Fulci. And this is a real retro zombie movie. It's one of those that you can more have fun with, even though it's still a horror movie. A zombie even fights a shark in this. But it's just got decent gore effects for the time. I think half the movie takes place on an island, if I remember correctly. And there's a scene where a zombie takes an age to get out the ground, but there's all this creepy music going on. Some really decent kills in this film. Honestly, this is just a fun time. I think this was actually banned at one point in the UK, and then had to be released with 2 minutes of cuts, but it's released fully uncut now and stuff. And I just have a good time with this movie. When I was doing this list today, I've got the real urge to watch this again now. But Zombie Flesh Eaters it's not brilliant, it's just a fun time, really. You know, and if you were going to ask what a zombie movie should be like, this is one of those big examples. Like I said, just a good retro zombie movie. It's not exactly an 80s film, I think it's 1979, but it does have all the feelings of an 80s horror movie. So, number 3 is Zombie Flesh Eaters. Okay, coming in, number 2 is going to be George A. Romero's third in the Walking Dead trilogy, if you like, and that is a movie from 1985, Day of the Dead. This all takes place in an underground bunker, which is a really original setting, in my opinion, for a zombie movie. It's got Joseph Pilato as Captain Rhodes. Now, if you think the zombies are the bad guys in this movie, wait till you see this fella. He is relentless. He is just a super badass villain, and it shows how tough he is when he's getting ate by the zombies and he's just shouting, "Choke on it!" So that just shows you the character of the guy, and he's one of the most interesting things about the whole movie, if not the most interesting. And rest in peace to him. He recently died a couple of years ago, but I always remember one of the first scenes with the opening credits, just a crocodile sitting on the museum steps, or the what you call it? The town hall steps, sorry about that. I think it's the town hall steps or the museum steps, just sitting off there because the whole world has basically been took over by zombies. There is no one else. And the last of these people are just hiding in this bunker. And there's also an experiment going on there with this doctor trying to make these zombies intelligent. And there's a zombie down there called Bub. I think it's Bub, yeah? And he's trying to make this zombie intelligent and react to human emotions and stuff. It's a really interesting little concept they've got going on there, and it tries to be different from its two main movies that come before it. And I think this is just a real fun time, you know. And I was watching Stranger Things the other day, and there's a throwback to this movie in there where they all sneak into the cinema, and it just got really reminded me of how good a movie this is, with all the arms coming through the wall and stuff. just a fantastic zombie movie, it really is. Bettered only by my number one, which is coming up now. Okay guys, my number one, if you haven't guessed it already, I did say a quote at the start of the video, and it is off this movie, and that is Dawn of the Dead. Not the remake, the original. George A. Romero's second in the Evil Dead trilogy, and in my opinion, by far the best. This is not just the best zombie movie of all time, it's actually in my top 5 horror movies of all time. I will do a top 10 horror movie list at some point. Now, this all takes place in a shopping mall. What a great location for a zombie movie, and these 4 main characters just like have to take shelter under there, but there's just so many fun moments. Like they take over the shops and just take what they want, and you know, they've got the control room upstairs and they make a little den in there, and that's where they live. And you know, they're getting along quite well and just living their lives, and then halfway through the movie a motorcycle gang come in and chaos ensues. There's blood everywhere, just zombies biting all these motorcycle people and motorcycle gang members. Sorry about that. And it's just, you know what, it's a real, just a real, it's a fun time, but it can be quite a serious time as well. I wouldn't say it's a comedy, but it's just more of a fun horror movie, if you get me. And it really does give you the sense of the world is really in a different place. You know, because there's always like helicopter shots filming from the sky, and just the world just looks deserted with all these zombies just walking, like there's no human life there. And I love the characters in this film as well, like Flyboy, and of course we have Peter, played by Ken Foree, who played Keenan's dad in the movie Keenan and Kel, but he's a real good character in this with lots of movie quotes. Lots of great quotes in this movie. Like, there's a quote that I always remember where he says, "The only person who could ever miss with this gun with the sucker with the bread to buy it." And I just thought, wow, he's a cool dude. So, Dawn of the Dead inspired the Dead Rising video game series, as the first one of them took place in the mall, and it's inspired a remake. You know what? It's just the perfect zombie movie in my opinion. I love it to death. And if you haven't seen this movie and you're looking for a zombie movie to watch, this is the one to watch. So it's a second part in a series, but they are more standalone movies, if you get me. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this list, everyone. That's my top 5 zombie movies of all time. I will do a top 10 in the future when I've caught up on my zombie itch that I have at the minute. So, thanks again, Mark, for requesting this video. And you have requested another video, and I am going to get to that very soon. So, thanks everyone. If you want to comment, I will reply to every single one of you. Maybe tell me what your favourite zombie movies are. And if you want to subscribe, I will have more videos coming in the near future. So, take it all easy, guys. And I'll see you all on the next video.